Let's be honest, most people wake up and instantly step into chaos. They grab their phone, scroll through messages, check the news, worry about money, and before their feet even hit the floor, they're already mentally exhausted. But here's the truth few talk about: top performers, from elite athletes to billionaires to military leaders, don't live that way. They all have something in common: a secret habit, a daily reset ritual that clears their mental clutter, resets their emotions, and recharges their focus. It's not luck. It's not genetics. It's what they do every single day to reprogram their mind for clarity, energy, and control. Today, we're unlocking that mental reset, the daily ritual that the world's most effective people use to stay sharp, calm, and unstoppable. The problem most people miss: let's start with why this is even necessary. Every single day, your brain is bombarded with information, notifications, opinions, decisions, and distractions. And here's the kicker: your brain isn't built to handle that. It's wired for survival, not performance. So what happens? You wake up, grab your phone, scroll through chaos, and flood your mind with other people's priorities. By 9 a.m., your brain is already drained, your focus is gone, your motivation is scattered, and your stress hormones are off the charts. That's why top performers treat their mental state the same way athletes treat their bodies. They warm it up, they clean it out, they reset it before the day can hijack it. That reset, that deliberate act of clearing your mental space, is what separates those who react from those who lead. The science of a reset. Think of your brain like a phone. When too many apps are running, everything slows down, the system overheats, glitches, and crashes. The same happens with your mind. Every open loop, every unfinished task, every worry, every regret is like an app running in the background, quietly draining your energy. Top performers know how to close those loops. They've built routines that tell the brain it's safe to shut down the noise. When you do this, something powerful happens. Your brain releases tension, your breathing slows, your focus sharpens. You stop reacting to everything around you and start responding with purpose. And this is the mindset every high performer builds: the ability to reset on demand. Morning reset, the ritual that starts it all. Here's how they do it. Every top performer has a morning ritual, but not the kind you see in clickbait videos about 4 a.m., ice baths, or extreme workouts. No, this reset starts internally. The first step is stillness. Before the world can touch them, they take 5 to 10 minutes to sit in silence, breathe deeply, and ground themselves in the present moment. That silence isn't laziness, it's preparation. It's how you empty the mental clutter that built up overnight. Then comes intentional awareness. They ask a simple but powerful question: what actually matters today? Not everything, not everyone's noise, just what truly matters. This question filters the chaos. It forces the mind to prioritize. And that's the first mental reset: learning to pause, breathe, and choose where your attention goes before the day decides for you. Why the reset works so powerfully. This might sound simple, but it rewires your brain's chemistry. When you begin your day in control, not reactive, not stressed, your body releases less cortisol, the stress hormone that makes you feel anxious and tired. Instead, you trigger dopamine and serotonin, the neurotransmitters of motivation and clarity. Top performers don't start their mornings by chasing adrenaline, they start with balance. They train their brain to respond, not panic. And that's the foundation for mental power: not more effort, but more alignment. The midday reset, the hidden advantage. Now, here's what most people never do: the midday reset. Even high achievers burn out if they don't stop to reset during the day. That's why elite performers, CEOs, surgeons, pilots take small breaks to mentally realign. This isn't scrolling your phone or grabbing coffee. It's stepping away, closing your eyes, and letting your mind breathe. They'll use short breathing cycles: 4 seconds in, 4 seconds hold, 4 seconds out, to literally reset their nervous system. It lowers stress, clears brain fog, and brings their focus back online. Some use visualization, imagining themselves finishing the day strong, calm, and confident. Others simply walk in silence. Because here's the secret: your productivity isn't about how many hours you grind, it's about how efficiently you can recover and refocus. That's what the midday reset delivers: instant clarity, without needing to escape your entire life. Evening reset, the closure of the day, but the most powerful mental reset happens at night. Before they sleep, high performers don't just collapse into bed scrolling their phones. They close their day. They take 5 minutes to review their actions, not to judge, but to observe. They ask, what did I handle well today? What can I improve tomorrow? What do I need to let go of right now? This creates mental closure. It tells the brain, the day is done, you've done your part. Without this reset, your mind keeps spinning. You go to bed replaying mistakes, reliving stress, and reactivating every anxiety you collected during the day. But when you perform this small ritual, write your thoughts, express gratitude, breathe, and release, your brain enters true rest. That's when deep recovery begins. And the next morning, you wake up recharged, not drained. The inner shift from chaos to command. When you do this consistently, something incredible happens. Your mental state stops being random. You start noticing when your emotions spike, stress, anger, frustration, and instead of reacting, you reset. This is what the top 1% live by. They know that the mind is like a stage only one act can perform at a time. If fear is center stage, focus can't perform. If doubt takes the spotlight, confidence can't appear. So they train themselves to change the scene. They step out of chaos, breathe, and bring a new mindset forward. This is how soldiers stay calm under fire, how CEOs make decisions under pressure, and how athletes perform flawlessly even when the crowd is against them. It's not magic, it's training. They've trained their brain to reset on command. The power of one thought. Here's what most people forget: your thoughts shape your reality, but your state shapes your thoughts. If you wake up anxious, everything you see looks like a threat. If you wake up centered, everything looks like an opportunity. The mental reset is the bridge. It shifts your state so you can see clearly again. When your brain is quiet, your best ideas surface. When your emotions settle, your intuition gets louder. When you're mentally clean, your potential unfolds naturally. And that's what separates constant stress from consistent success. One person reacts to life, the other resets and rewrites it. Real-life examples, without the names, think of the world's greatest achievers, the ones who perform under insane pressure. They've all built daily reset systems. A quiet moment before sunrise. A ritual before every major decision. A breath before every response. Because they know that power doesn't come from noise, it comes from pause. Every decision made in clarity is worth 10 made in chaos. And when the rest of the world is running, chasing, shouting, the ones who pause, breathe, and reset are the ones who lead. The reset formula is simple, not easy. So, how do you unlock this in your own life? Here's the simple formula. 1. Stop the input. Before you open your phone, before you let the world in, breathe. Start your day with 5 minutes of silence. It's not wasted time, it's an investment in every decision you'll make later. 2. Ask the filter question. What really matters today? Not what's urgent, not what's loud. What truly moves your life forward? Once you know that, every distraction becomes obvious. 3. Practice micro resets. Throughout the day, pause for 60 seconds. Close your eyes, breathe, feel your body. That tiny moment of stillness can reset an entire spiral of stress. 4. End with release. Before bed, write down everything you're carrying: fears, unfinished tasks, emotions. Then, consciously let them go. You don't need to solve everything today. You just need to close the loop. That's how mental resets become automatic through repetition. Why most people fail to reset. Here's the honest truth. Most people know they should slow down, but they won't, because they're addicted to motion. They mistake movement for progress. They think busyness equals importance. But here's the paradox. The more your mind races, the less ground you actually cover. The more you react, the less you control. That's why top performers don't chase energy, they manage it. They conserve mental bandwidth by constantly returning to clarity. They understand that doing less but with focus creates 10 times the result of doing more with chaos. The hidden benefit: emotional mastery. There's another layer to this emotion. When you reset your mind, you also reset your emotional chemistry. You stop living in fight or flight mode. Instead of getting stuck in anger or fear, you develop emotional agility. You can feel stress, acknowledge it, and then let it pass, not suppress it, not explode from it, just release it. This emotional flexibility is the true superpower of high achievers. It's why they can lose millions and stay calm. Why they can face failure and still move forward. They're not immune to emotion, they're just not owned by it. Every reset builds that resilience, one breath, one thought, one pause at a time. The final reset, the one that changes everything. There's one last reset that ties it all together: the identity reset. Every day, remind yourself who you are becoming, not just who you've been. Top performers don't let yesterday define today. They reset their identity constantly, from "I'm struggling" to "I'm learning", from "I'm overwhelmed" to "I'm growing stronger". Because every time you shift your identity, your brain follows, your habits align. Your emotions adjust, your results evolve. This is the deepest form of reset, not just clearing your thoughts, but rewriting the story of who you are. You don't need to meditate for hours, disappear to a mountain, or read 1,000 self-help books. All you need is 5 minutes of thous, awareness, a moment of pause, and a decision to take back control of your mind. Because here's the truth: the world won't slow down. The noise won't stop. The chaos won't disappear. But you can rise above it. Every time you reset, you remind yourself that you're not your stress. You're not your thoughts. You're the one who directs them. And that's the secret behind every top performer's success: not luck, not money, not connections. Just the quiet, disciplined art of resetting their mind every single day. So take a breath. Right now, close your eyes. This moment is your reset. And your next level starts the second you decide to use it.